The Certain Pirate, Shanks, and the Gorosei. Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about Shanks talking with the Gorosei about the Certain Pirate. Now I know what you're gonna say. Dude, this was like 4 years ago. Speculation's already been made, we have no idea who it was, just let it go, let it be, and we'll find it out for ourselves. But no, I don't think so. Because last time I made a video on this was exactly 2 years ago. I remember how I just said, yeah, it could be Blackbeard, it could be Luffy, it could be anyone. Now we have more information on Shanks, we have more actions of the world government that goes to show that maybe Shanks was talking about this certain pirate. Now before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Where do we start? This video, alongside other videos I will be posting within the next 3 weeks, will be consisting of information about the world government, theories about the world government, speculations of their powers, and a bunch of videos that follows their actions and even their future. Now, where does this all begin? This all begins with Shanks talking to the Gorosei right after Luffy escaped from Whole Cake Island, became the 4th Emperor. Sorry, the 5th Emperor, my bad. He became the 5th Emperor, and the world was shaken to the core. The only emperors remaining were Kaido, Big Mom, Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy. Well, they were the only emperors back then, but that's not the point. The point is, alright, we got 5 emperors. We see Shanks talking about how he should be meeting Luffy soon, and then we see him talking to the Gorosei about the certain pirate. Now, who is this certain pirate, you might say? Everyone would say Blackbeard, because we already know the history Shanks has with Blackbeard. From beginning to the end of Shanks meeting Whitebeard to warn him about Ace chasing Blackbeard regarding the killing of Thatch and whatnot, that warning came to be, and we are basically seeing every single time Blackbeard makes a move, Shanks does something to counter it, and well, he tries at least. We've seen him in Marineford, and then we see him waiting in Wano for Blackbeard to show up, for him to basically fight him. And yeah, everything he's been doing thus far is basically a countermeasure against what Blackbeard could be doing. Now with that being said, it is wise for Shanks to warn the world government about the potential of the Blackbeard pirates, but let me just tell you, Blackbeard's lurking in the shadows. Blackbeard's moves are sort of unpredictable and in fact very underwhelming compared to what Luffy is doing to the rest of the world. This is a parallel that's been happening ever since the starting of Luffy and Blackbeard meeting. Luffy always, and I mean always, goes above and beyond to show to the world and the world government specifically that I'm here for business and I will basically do whatever I can to create chaos or stir up something that will basically make the world government go crazy. Blackbeard, on the other hand, wants to make the world government go crazy but in stealth. And he's a very good planner, guy who basically takes his chances, takes a very long time to put his thoughts in actions, and plans them all out. Well, at this point, cumulative of Blackbeard's feats, he's actually done too much to harm the world government, from the kidnapping of Kobe to now the kidnapping of Garp, and then getting a Gorosei's power and collecting devil fruits and whatnot. I think this is too much of a danger for the world government to think about, but all of this was done in secret. Most of the things Blackbeard has done was not anticipated, it was not shown to the world. The world doesn't know what Blackbeard is doing. Only Blackbeard knows what he's doing. So to warn the world government about Blackbeard could make a lot of sense. And if there's anyone who would predict Blackbeard's move, it would definitely be Shanks. But all that aside, I don't really think it's wise for the world government, for Shanks to basically force the world government to go after Blackbeard without any conclusive evidence. Even though, yeah, there has been evidences, whatever, because Blackbeard has the 2 of the strongest fruits in the world, it's entirely possible that Shanks could just go up and say, hey look, this guy planned behind your backs, basically took advantage of you, whatever, whatnot, and you guys have to go after him. But the world government doesn't have enough time or enough resources to basically take their whole armada towards Blackbeard just for a potential threat. Well, this gives Blackbeard the chance to basically do whatever he wants to. And by the end of this all, what we will definitely see is Blackbeard coming up on top because of Luffy's actions, because Luffy was being overboard and Blackbeard was being cunning, and we will see Blackbeard come out on top, but that's beside the point. The point is, the other pirate that Shanks has to warn the Gorosei about is Luffy, and especially after he became the fifth emperor. Now, it would seem counterintuitive because we already know Shanks being the sort of mentor of Luffy, being a friend, being an ally, or whatever, whatnot. Yeah, that is true, but at the same time, we don't really know what his intentions are. The guy basically declared the one we thought would never go after the One Piece went after the One Piece after Kaido and Big Mom was defeated. He knew the endgame was near and he had to go for it. Later on, we saw how basically Shanks doesn't really, come into Luffy's actions whatsoever. In fact, if there is anything possible, we remember him basically reacting to Bartolomeo, burning down Shanks' flag, and how he was like, yeah, it's a business we have to take care of. And of course, Shanks wouldn't just come up to Luffy and give him the poneglyphs. Rather than that, I'd like to believe that he is basically taking the eyes of the world government away from him and everybody else to focus on Luffy, so that the world government could crumble. Because Shanks, from what we know, from him knowing the information of Nika, knowing basically being there when Roger got to Laugh Tale, being there when Roger told Shanks everything, presumably knows everything, how he was late, and how he's waiting for Joy Boy, and everything about Joy Boy, and Shanks basically going to invade a CP9 ship to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which the world knew was a very basic fruit, but Shanks knew what it was, and then seeing Luffy eat it, and then saving Luffy, betting his arm on the future. It's not what you think. He didn't talk to the world government, tell the world government to go after Luffy because he wants Luffy defeated, but it's the complete opposite. He wants the world government to fear him. He wants the world government to basically realize that, yeah, Luffy is a threat that you guys aren't taking seriously. And Shanks has this firm belief on Luffy, which nobody else has. If there's anyone in this world that does not underestimate Luffy, does not underestimate what he could do, and the potential threat he has to the world, it is Shanks. Because everyone's reaction, every one of those emperors' reactions to Luffy becoming the fifth was almost like, he is a pest. Blackbeard said it's too early. Kaido said, he's coming to me, I will crush him. Big Mom said, he didn't defeat me, I will crush him, he is nothing. The only person that acknowledged that Luffy is powerful, that Luffy is becoming stronger, is Shanks. And it seems kind of foolish, but at the same time it doesn't. He wants Joy Boy to be awakened. The only reason I believe CP0 attacked Luffy when he was fighting Kaido, and there was a direct order from the world government, because Shanks told everything about Luffy to the world government. Why did it take so long for the world government to figure out that Luffy was Joy Boy? Or rather, he would be the one to awaken the Devil Fruit. It was after Shanks talked with them that they realized that this fruit, if awakened, can cause trouble, and if there's anyone who will awaken this fruit in 900 or 800 so years, it would be Luffy. It was only after Shanks talked about it, and I would like to believe that Shanks basically spilled the beans on the fruit. And then you have Egghead. You have Egghead, the Luffy, coincidentally meeting Vegapunk, going into the territory of the world government, fighting a war against the world government unknowingly. But what does Saturn do? Yeah, even though the stakes are dire, and things are getting heated, once they realize Luffy was there, I would like to believe that Saturn came to the ship after he got to know about Luffy and the fact that he wanted to put an end to it. And it's the same with the five elders summoning. Their main focus should have been focusing on the lava sphere. What are they doing instead? They're fighting Luffy. Dory and Broggy is there. They think they have to take down Luffy. They're constantly emphasizing on the fact that, hey, you're with Luffy, you're with him, you're with the reincarnation of Joy Bar, whatever. You're with the wrong side, we will have to exterminate you. That is their constant line over and over again to Dory and Broggy and to everyone that surrounds Joy Boy, including Kuma, Bonnie, and Vegapunk. And I'd like to believe that even if the message goes out to the world, yes, it is dangerous, but their primary threat is definitely Luffy. And they will do whatever they can to take Luffy down at this point, because they know what the potential threat is, and I don't think this barrage of the world government will stop even after Egghead. I'd like to believe Egghead would be an arc of where Luffy is basically overwhelmed by the five elders. Luffy will probably fail to defeat them, but I don't mean he's going to be defeated, but rather he won't be able to beat them at this point because he's not strong enough, to be completely frank, but he will escape, making him all the more dangerous, with Vegapunk being there, knowing the history of the world, Bonnie being the sole survivor of a bloodline that has been trying to be exterminated. Luffy is the primary threat of the world government, and at the same time, Blackbeard will go unnoticed, and Shanks. What does Shanks have to get all from this? It's very simple. He wants Luffy to prevail, he wants Luffy to basically revolutionize the world the same way Dragon did. Every single time, Luffy's been beating the world government ever since Enies Lobby. The world is knowing Luffy as someone who has waged war directly with the world government and constantly, time and time again, has been getting out of the government's hands, from Enies Lobby, from Impel Down to Marineford, surviving the war of the best. And now, siding with Vegapunk, the guy who probably betrayed the world government, and somehow escaping the five elders, who are known to be probably the most powerful creatures that the EAM has. The world probably doesn't know about the five elders, but they know that the world government is dangerous, and if Luffy keeps on doing this time and time again, it's entirely possible that better than the Revolutionary Army, Luffy is the one that is going to spark chaos in the world, and that will lead to the world government being defeated. And I think that's exactly what Shanks wants. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This was a long time coming. It took me a long time to realize. I'm 100% sure that it was Luffy, and I could be wrong, but that's what theories are for. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.